Yeah, so I was at the origami part. My battery died actually. I don't know, at some point storage will also get full, but I will try to speak. So I hope you guys don't get interrupted. So yeah, she did that. She was the first motivator who motivated into creative thinking. An Indian teacher would have thrown it. I don't know what she would have done with it and never given me that marks and a compliment about that, which I feel like. And actually, I experienced this was like sixth, seventh standard, but same thing I actually experienced in my college final year submission because 2017 nobody knew about shit about AI machine learning, and I made my project on AI digital recognition. Basically, you'll write anything on any paper wall with pebbles on tree with sticks and everything, any number, and your computer will recognize it. And I was so proud of myself. I made that project. I wanted to submit it for my final year work, and everybody was making shit website and shit, and I was so ahead of the curve at that time. I made that. I was so proud. And this time also I didn't like my code and my code base and everything, the math was so strong that I think I've done my 99%, but they also needed to make a file. And I literally bought the cheap 10 rupees cover plastic, like transparent one with a folder, some pages which I print. Most of the thing was printed. I barely written anything, and just like 2 3 hours I made a file and presented. They literally threw that without even reading what I made or something like this. They did like other people basically paid other people. They actually what do you say, moonlighted that work. They given to some guy. Not moonlight is definition. They resourced, not resourced. What is that word? They just basically gave money to other some student or something to make that. That they literally bought their project, and they brought this high paid broad projects with like beautiful thick file and the university logo printed everywhere and like shiny golden fonts and shit not, and their project some stupid thing, some calculator and some website, ecom website which everybody made every year, nobody cared about. And I made this thing. They literally threw my file. And I would have got the very less number, but there is always a but. I got chance for the review my project to demonstrate in person. And everybody made in CC plus Java and everything. My code was fucking MATLAB OG. Even it not MATLAB, Octave, the cheaper version, open source version, a lighter version of it. That was shit. First of all, a lot of didn't understood my code, but I showed them the result, the machine learning thing, and they impressed. I got the highest mark in that class in that thing. Oh is that thing. I don't know if that counts in my CGPA, but yeah, I got O for my practicals, and that was a win. And they were really pissed at the file, but when I actually showed the code and thing, they were able to do it. So thank you for the Indian education system valuing that. Otherwise I would have been very disappointed. But yeah, the first impression, if I was not given the chance to represent myself, and which is sometime, not every time you will get to see that person in person, like, as I'm talking. But yeah, that would have fucked my career. But yeah, a lot more. It's the first time I'm telling you which is succeeded. I have so many examples where this shit failed. Many one. But what I'm trying to say that is that when I learned from this American teacher or something like this, even she left after a year or something, right? I couldn't have much more than actually Indian education took over, but she lit that fire in my brain. I would say this is the first instant I awaked about learning and stuff and not, and that time I didn't understood. I only had vivid recordings of that whole thing. When I grew up, then understood and then implemented in my life. But yeah, the idea of liberation, idea of open source, the idea of sharing knowledge, idea of learning, not gatekeeping. I never gatekeep stuff. And with my when I was working in startup or something, we don't have a very big quantum community is very slow. Very there are only few people who I can share my problems with, who can understand my technical terms, what I'm going through, what kind of projects I'm doing. So I had an intern who I became friends with, and he was my friend. And on I would share my struggle. We actually won competition as well. We were like second runner up for a competition in Dubai, a quantum a Q innovation or something like this, right? We were runner ups over there, and he was my friend. We actually participated. We made several projects together over there. Over there, we were basically finding the quickest route fast, like a map. How what kind of algorithm we can use on quantum, which will be really fast. So it was a routing problem we were solving, and we did solved it. And we had like good, amazing result, and we were friends like that. So he also come from machine learning and shit and not. So I always talk about something like this. And so when I got this company, I told you previously, right? I For such a hard work, I got into this big company. There, I would talk with my friend like what kind of work I'm doing or something. And in my company, people didn't like that idea, that why I'm talking to somebody else. Because I one time I told my senior, my lead, that this idea I have working on, I told to my friend, and it kind of worked for him as well, and something like this. And this was not a new idea. I've been working this guy for like 3 years for something like this. It was not something new for me or something. I was not sharing some secret. It's a basic thing, but she didn't liked it. And I'm like, creativeness comes from a lot of thing. I was not a guy who is contained by thing. So I used to use a lot of AI tools or something, which was not AI tools, like what do you say, like people, like if you come and if you see my wardrobe, you would find it something dirty. It's not that I'm doing some bad work or something like this. I am lazy person. I'm creative fucking lazy. So I do things which is like if you say you want to take PDF to text or something like this, you will use a site, some third party site which is not legit or something like this. But I was not sharing any sensitive data or something like this. But that was like point of escalation for me, like, hey, this guy like uses third party tools or something like this. And I was not really working on, I was not even working on anything which is critical. I was just few into months in the company. I was working on a competition which has to be open source or something like this. I was not gatekeeping anything, right? Basically my company was hosting a competition, was creating data set they will share outside the world, which other people can use it to this. I was working on that project or something, basically not researching, not anything. So I was working on those things. So, but they really didn't like that I was using something like then. I was told and I stopped it. That's something. But they had problem with that, and the bigger problem was that I come from shit, like I don't follow the system is like you study, pass 12, graduation, masters, then PhD or something. A lot of people have put a lot of effort. I'm totally respect that, and they have gone through shit professors, like as told you in the system, and they then going through that shit life, they become something. And somehow I also gone through shit, but they didn't see that. And I also same it to the same place. They come from the system route I came from. They did the same hard work. I also did that same hard work. Just that I did it on my terms, on my way. And they hated it. When an anomaly come like that, they reminds me that they could have been so efficient like me, but they were not. I enjoyed my life. I had all the luxury of my had many relationship, girlfriend or something. I was fucking dating a model. I had friends who I can party with. I had friends who can fight me with war. I had athletic body. I am good with physique. I'm not retarded. I eat right. I'm like, if you ask me, if self brag myself, I had a pretty decent life. And people hated it. My coworker hated it. And these were the excuses and something. And I think somebody like did a bad mouth on me and then shit not, and a lot of thing piled up, which is another story. And the problem was that I was not getting a lot of thing. I was oversharing with people or something, and because of that I got laid off. That's the story. But after that, a lot of good thing happened in my life, which is another part of story I would tell. This is like 2 years 3 years back, right? And then they laid off. They gave me 3 months of uh, 3 months of uh, money as well, lot of money. Because this was a very good company, I was getting paid a lot. 3 months, that is a good amount of money. And this problem was not that they actually because big companies have big structure or something like this, right? They put me into like some kind of thing, like a program to check if I was shared or something. They scanned everything off my laptop and shit. The investigation, there was nothing to hide, but I've been bad luck. I have shit bad thing happened. I'm anxious person, and that thing again put me in the anxiety. I got hired. I had anxiety for 4 5 months for hiring. Now I got anxiety of 2 months for this kind of thing. Like they were going through shit on my laptop, and when shit opens, lot poor thing, personal thing. I was not afraid of thing the office, the other personal stuff which I had there. Oh, that was more like what not, like more personal stuff would have come out or something like that. I was anxious about that. So much anxiety. And then this thing ended. I was such a relief. They laid me off. They gave me 3 months money. Nothing came out. Nothing came out. It was some basic stuff, but they just lost that trust, I feel like. And then the repulsion, right? They had like issues with me, the way I come from, right? People were so jealous, envious, you can say in that term. So I got laid off from my dream job and like this kind of thing because I followed, and this was a fucking American company. I followed American thing and American fucked me back because I feel like America has not become that American nowadays. I think I'm true patriot. Mega, make America great again. The things which I learned from American, that backfired my ass. Indian guy would never do that. Indian guy would never share anything. And it's not that they caught me or something. I was even communicating what I was doing, each thing to my team lead. It's not I was gatekeeping with them or anybody or something. Like I was openly saying this, I was doing something like this. They knew if I shut my mouth, I would have been like way long. I don't have to tell where I come from. I could have lied all my I'm like PhD or something just like you. Same boat. I my professor punished me as well. My professor gave me trauma, made me do shit work. He made me play with his daughter and made me walk his dog or something. They would have liked me, but I did none of those things. So they all hated me because of that, maybe one of the reasons. And I'm not saying it's their fault, it's basic human knowledge. I think I don't hate nobody. In my dictionary, there is no hate. I understand what I do. You even understand why I'm making the story as well. Right? It's always one side. There are always two sides of things, right? They say there's no villain or hero or something like that. This is life. Uh, so this American idea of fucked me like how bad. And when I was over all this shit, I had some money. Some time as well. I didn't had like a long vacation up because I've struggled my life. I'm come from very poor family. Like you can see my walls and shit, my hats and cheap hats, right? The bed and shit, not what this Puma t-shirt which I'm carrying for a very long time. But yeah, this is one costly. Yeah, not that cheap. Yeah, but yeah, I'm poor. I'm poor but extravagant. Extra, what do you say? Whatever the fuck is. So yeah, that's my life. And I had some money and I have already Europe. I really like traveling. Learned that like not traveling for like views. I like the nature as well, but most important, I like meeting people. I like meeting, and also my dates and everything. I've rarely dated an Indian woman. Most of the time, I don't know. I've been raised on internet, so I probably gel with people who's from outside or something like this. So I've dated a lot of people who's not from India or something. And I had a breakup like a year back. I had a breakup. I was in a really good relationship. Something didn't turn out. That's another kind of story. So I really missed my girlfriend or something. And I don't want to go back or shit or something like this. In India, winters are hard. The place where I'm living, the very north part of India, the winter is really hard or something. It becomes boring and shit. No sun, sometimes sun, but no friends. All people are working. I'm jobless or something. And I have gone through this time in my life multiple times, and this time I didn't want it to go through. I would have killed myself if I've been in this hard winter. So I planned to take a 4 5 months of Vietnam and Thailand trip. I had money, I had time, and everything. I didn't tell my parents I'm going on a vacation. And also, it's not a vacation. In my thought that I will socialize with people. Maybe I'll find some work opportunity. I'll meet some interesting people. I will have networking or something. Some project or some freelance work or something will come out. I will work on my speaking skill. I learned about, not learned about, I knew cold approach I was doing for a long time or something. I wanted to speak with people. I want to make friends. I want to play volleyball. I want to swim. I want to run. I want to sky. I want to fly. I just wanted to meet people's, date around, hang around with boys, make new friends, play sports, whatnot, travel, make blogs, photos, shit, not everything. And I planned my tour to Thali, Vietnam for life. And where this relative part come, Hamid, this is long story. You're getting sidetracked. The story is that I knew I had my sister's wedding. I already knew in advance. It was in winter. It was a week event or something like this. This person I have only met 1 or 2 time in my life. She is my blood relative sister, like very close sister. I have only seen her 2 times in my life, and this is my family, real family. Just we lived in different city. I could not meet her or something, and my father gets invited. Even my father, before her marriage, was being a matchmaker. That's how Indian relative works, right? He was big matchmaking. He brought a lot of good, like bride, no, groom. I think. What is the male one? Whatever options for her or something. But yeah, it worked out or something like this. Not by my father, but they had that option. They picked something which was near to the family or something like this, near to the house. And we were inspired. My family was excited to go there or something like this. I also want to go there, but I didn't want to stay in India in for winters. So I told my father, this sister of me, she didn't even personally call me to invite. We haven't spoken 2 times in our life. I wanted to go or something if I were in India. I told my father I don't want to go. She didn't even invite me. All of the thing will be superficial. People will ask me what I'm doing and shit. Don't want to be in this situation. Uh, that is the secondary part. The main reason is that I didn't want to be winter. I didn't want to spoil. I planned a trip with my friend where we both want to go and travel to Vietnam. Already been to Europe alone by myself. I really liked it. This time I want to go South Asia, and also there is summer over there. I don't want to go some cold places, so probably I cannot go Europe at that time. And visa was not that harder as compared to other places, so setting up things were easier. And I still know that, and like I told my father that you make some excuse or something. So I didn't went to that wedding, and even my friend canceled on me on the last moment as well. So I had to go alone by myself. And when there, I had blast. I had so much story. You can check my Instagram. I had like a really good post from there. I had like amazing time. My love life skyrocketed. My adventure skyrocketed. My friends skyrocketed. Everything. Just I was losing a lot of money, but my life was fullest. Like every emotion I had, like everything happened over there. That is one of my insane trips of my life. Solo trip, right? First solo trip kind of thing. It was amazing. Like I nailed my solo trip. 10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10. Uh, and yeah, my family went to that wedding. I remember that exact day. From the wedding, my family called me like a video call or something. I just lied, hey. Even I told my family that I'm not here for vacation. I'm just going for work or something. They think I'm just working, but I not worked. I did worked on my channel, like made videos and shit and not that you can call a work. And then mostly enjoyed and everything. But in the real world, that is work. If your passion is work, that is work. People have wrong definition of work. Yeah, I would say actually worked if I ask me, but not the conventional work. Like not like where I'm hating myself, killing myself on keywords. I was working. I was documenting so many videos. those things are very valuable. That brings a lot of monetary value. Because of those videos, I get a lot of clients. That's like kind of a receipt of my life. So yeah, uh, you can say that works. So I remember I was in Nha Trang, in which is like a beach city in Vietnam, and then I moved little interior toward Hoi An, which is more like city, French old city, very beautiful, beautiful bridges, very good nightlife or something like this. And I was in a hotel kind of thing, and it has like a really beautiful old French building. It has a big swimming pool and not nearby. There is a ocean. There is a river. Everything, that city has everything. Such beautiful food culture and shit. Not beautiful, everything beautiful. I was in the reception because I had bad charge. I could not charge in my room, so my charger was shit. So I was outside in the reception charging my phone. I was meeting this Chinese girl over there. Like she, because the rooms were full, she has to stay there night in the reception. Early morning, she had a check-in or something like this. I had a really amazing time with her speaking or something like this. I already had visited the city. I will probably post some photos from there or something. Just for context, I did cycling. There are a lot of rice fields over there in the morning. I had a really cycled a lot, went through the rice field cycling kind of thing. Amazing time. The cycles were like this French European cycle, the old school, without there is a middle part, like a female one, like where females could also cycle. That kind of cycles were there. I had amazing photo. Like I really had like a very good day. I spoke with a French woman as well. I remember. I think she's in my Instagram as well. She was from France. She was visiting. This was a French city. I remember I had like a beautiful conversation on the riverside. Beauty. Like it was beauty. Like I really enjoyed speaking to the people. I have made like a Russian friend. Like think about like on what earth two guy we are totally opposite. He can barely speak any like English, right? Half broken English. I who can speak a lot. We both go gym. Like we cannot be friends, but this is the part of solo trip. Somehow we had same dirty mind about a lot of stuff, and we like really became good friends. Amazing time, yeah. So actually left that dude and my other city in Achang where he was my friend to this new place. So this was first day only, and there I gets my video call or something. I lie, hey, because of work I couldn't get to come to this thing place or something, and I was hiding my background. My background was so beautiful and like pool and this beautiful French house and shit not. And yeah, my mom was saying everybody's missing you, talking about you and whatnot and everything. On the side, they were like also like looking girls for me. The wedding, the parent thing, like they always look for like potential girl or something like that. And I remember my brother, old brother, like cousin brother or something. He told me, bro, for you, there's nothing. Just find something out there. You have just maxed out in our relative dating pool, probably. But my mother parents, they like everybody. For their the benchmark is so low that they just like every low ball thrown at them. So that was the thing. That was the conversation I had. So this was the same relative who asked me to come, and the same uncle now few days ago called like, hey, he didn't speak or something like this. He never calls something. So this letter I wanted. This is the preface. This is the background story, right? This letter I wanted to write to him, and in this letter, this was the preface of the book, or you can say that. So I am I am like I will probably start in the new video.